So country rapper Jelly Roll has been documenting his weight loss journey on social media and revealed on Instagram that he hit a new milestone, lost 180 pounds. So, wow. But after fans took to Instagram to comment on how hot he looks, his wife, Bunnie XO, called them out, saying, quote, "The most appropriate thing to say is that he looks so much healthier now." So, do we think that it's ever okay to comment on someone's weight loss transformation?
I think it's hard. So in general, I would say yes. I personally have struggled a lot with that over the years. And so while it would feel really nice when people would say, "You look great, you look healthy, wow." When I had lost weight, no one was doing that when I gained weight. In fact, I've had people come up to me when I was sort of, and I both was heavier than I am now, but I was also unhealthy, and say, "Oh, congratulations," because they thought I was pregnant. Oh yeah, wow. Like hand on the stomach, like full on. So it's like, I feel like there's a double standard here, because who's going up to you and be like, you gained 10 pounds, like you look a lot healthier. No one's doing that.
I couldn't agree more. If we were truly body accepting, right, we would be saying it both ways to any kind of body transformation. Right. There is a bit of a hypocritical thing going on there.
Yeah, I think what I pulled out of this is that she's not saying don't comment on someone's weight, it's how you do it. Yeah. So when I see someone who's had any kind of transformation, particularly with weight loss, and I'm not doing this with someone I don't know very well, by the way, that's another thing. Be careful, because it's too easy to put your own neuroses about weight on someone else that you don't know, and it could go very wrong very quickly. Yeah. I think for me, it is, if it's someone I know, and if I do know that they've been on a journey, then I would say, you know, hey, listen, you've gone through some changes. How do you feel?
Oh, I like that.
I'm not making a judgment one way or the other, because it could be for reasons we don't know about. It could be reasons that we do know about. He has been very vocal. So in this case, she's again saying, bring it on. He is healthier. He's been saying, I want to get under 200 pounds because that's how I feel like I can do all the things on my list that I've never been able to do. He wants to skydive. He has this whole list of stuff he wants to do. Yeah. So for that, we're cheering him on, because he's trying to live a longer, fuller, healthier life. But don't be going like, I think she's also a little mad that people are hitting on her husband, because they're all saying he's hot. Yeah. And I don't think she likes it.
But that's also the thing about social media. It's like so easy to be like, you know, like the keyboard warriors, we call them, like in our communities. You would say things, people say things on the internet a whole lot more than they might say if they saw them on the street and was like, Jelly Roll, you look so hot now.
Yeah,
maybe they would.
That's true.
Maybe some would, but it's like, there's also that part of it that makes me, I don't know, if that were me in her position, I would feel really uncomfortable about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I mean, part of being in the public eye is people are always gonna say, but put a filter on it sometimes.
I think if we had someone in our lives who lost 180 pounds, not commenting on it would be almost just
rude.
Yeah, it would feel like more of a bigger deal than actually commenting on it.
Do you know how hard that is?
Exactly,
right?
But I also feel like in the last 10 years, it has been drilled into my head not to comment on people's weights. That's when we started this topic and the whole audience clapped, I was like, oh, interesting, because you pointed out something very interesting, because while we're not supposed to do it, we're all thinking it. Do you know what I mean? And there feels like something disingenuous when we're thinking it, but we're not allowed to say it. It's just a social, awkward moment.
Yeah, I hear you. It's just so complicated, because I guess where this came from also, she's suggesting that you say you look so much healthier now. And I guess my question would be, what kind of health are we talking about here? In the case of Jelly Roll, it sounds like this has been a very positive health journey, but I think that we make this assumption that smaller automatically means healthier. And sometimes what we don't know is what's going on behind the scenes. And I'll just share, I don't know how much I've shared about this on the show, but during the pandemic, I decided to go on like sort of a cleanse or a journey, because I felt a little bit not great in my body. And I think during the pandemic, for many of us, it was like, what can we control? And for me, one of those things that I could control was like how I felt in my body. And what started off as kind of a good journey, I guess, quickly descended into an eating disorder. And we were at home, and I was obsessing about every single thing that went into my mouth. I wasn't thinking, I wasn't talking about almost anything else any day. It completely consumed me. And when I came back, of course, I'm in a public eye. So to your point, people saw my body change. And I think well-meaning people were like, you look amazing. What did you do? And immediately that started filling my head with, oh, I look better. I must be better now that I'm smaller and in this body. And I think, again, we don't mean this, but the message that can give is really, really destructive. So I could tell when I was not well in my head.
Yeah.
And so as I've started to gain weight, to your point, like no one talks about the reverse of this. And so I caution people to just, you never know what people are going through. Maybe it's not an eating disorder. Maybe it's they're losing weight because of grief or because they are not well in any number of ways. So I think we should just keep to ourselves and not bother, even if we're thinking in our head. I think the better choice is to just not say anything at all. Or are you happy? How are you doing right now?
Yeah. I mean, listen, first of all, thank you for sharing, Cynthia, because we got to share a lot of stuff up here, but you go deep. So thank you for that. I know that wasn't easy. And I guess the question is, not to get into the weeds, but again, he was very public with this journey, so he was not inviting it, but maybe inviting it, because he was sharing, because he maybe wanted to help other people in the same situation.
He let us know he was celebrating.
He was celebrating, so we were celebrating with him, but does it also matter the amount of weight? Like, I don't know how much you lost, but I mean...
I lost 30 pounds in 3 months. That's what I lost, and it was a lot. It was noticeable difference, and I didn't quote unquote need to. Even in the case of him, I guess I just think like if for some reason he ends up on the other side of this, eventually slowly starting to gain weight, because weight is very
up and down.
It's up and down. Yeah. Will he feel less than? Like he's still a worthy human who deserves love no matter what body he's in.
Which is what his wife is saying. Which is what his wife is saying.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's that?
Kelly and Sharon Osbourne and like the challenges they've had. Again, it's like nowhere is it ever celebrated unless you have potentially like an eating disorder that is more public, that people are wanting you to perhaps gain weight for health reasons, okay? But like no one is saying to you, you look really healthy. I've noticed you gained 20 pounds. Like, I just feel like we need to be, to your point, really careful in how you bring it up to somebody. Like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? And this is a good reminder to me because lately, since having a daughter after breastfeeding, first of all, breastfeeding, I gained weight. I did not lose weight. So for anyone out there who thinks that that's going to happen, that is not always the case. But I would appreciate if someone said, how are you doing actually next time instead of like something else.
Yeah, sure. Well, Kluani, I know it's the first time on the panel like this, but we had a blast with you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.